Hello everyone, welcome to the Telecom Talk Show. Today we have Tanay Singh Thakur, who is the chief editor of Telecom Talk, and myself Tarun. I'm the founder of Telecom Talk. So today we'll be discussing about like the raising data tariff prices and like are we gonna go back to the pre-Jio era? So Tanay, what do you think? Like already telecom operators are increasing the data tariff and all those things, and also what's gonna happen? Are we gonna see like the tariff going back to the pre-Jio era? Like, what's your take?
So Tarun, data prices are only going to go up from here, and that is for sure. I mean, the two top telecom operators, Vodafone Idea, Bharti Airtel, they have been after tariff hikes for so long. I don't remember, right? Both of these operators have said now and again that they need to increase their ARPU, which is average revenue per user, and that cannot happen if they don't increase the tariffs. So just to think about it, before Geo came to the market, the ARPU must be around 300, 400 for each telecom operator. But right now it is even under 150 in some cases. I mean, right now I guess it's 163 for Airtel and around 153 for Reliance Jio. So both have improved in terms of ARPU. Vodafone Idea is still lagging behind, but talking solely about the data prices, if we are going to go back to the pre-Geo phase, I think it might happen, but not right away because telecom operators cannot literally shock the consumers by hiking the prices by around 100% or so, because I remember Airtel has said that it wants to reach around the 300 rupees figure, right? And it cannot happen in just one tariff hike. I guess it will take around 3 years, 4 years for the telco to reach there, but it will happen. And I believe we are going to go into the pre-Geo phase, but I don't think the environment will remain the same way like it used to be. I mean, the data might get expensive, but there will be other forms of consuming data, such as you might have broadband connections at your home. So I don't think in terms of ease of access to data, it's going to be very hard for the for the consumers. I mean, consumers are going to have a ball at the end of the day, because without connectivity, we are not going to live in the future. So, in some way or another, it will be compensated. But yeah, we might go there. What do you think, Tarun? What are your expectations?
Tanya, I don't think it's going to take more than 2 or 3 years. Maybe in the next 3 or 4 months, I'm expecting a tariff hike that's going to definitely going to come. Either it
Mhm.
might be from Airtel, or maybe it might be even from Vodafone, or it might be from Jio. But what I believe is that Vodafone is the one who badly needs the tariff hike right now in the current scenario, looking at the way how things are going with Vodafone. So maybe in next 3 or 4 months we can see a tariff hike that's happening. And what I believe is that like maybe they might reduce the data offering, like to start with. And although Vodafone is offering this Vodafone Delight, that which offers the free unlimited late night thing and all, maybe that's
Mhm.
gonna be there. Like that, even that used to be there in the pre-Geo era. Like even broadband providers earlier used to offer night unlimited, like from 2 a.m. to like 5 a.m. and all. Like like BSNL was one of the such broadband provider that used to be there. So what I believe is that like maybe what Vodafone or maybe what Airtel can do, or maybe what Jio can do, is that like they might reduce the data offerings on certain plans, and then slowly they might increase the tariff, maybe a 5% or a 6% hike, or something, is what I believe. So Tanay, what's going to happen to all these platform? Like we have seen, like after the Geo era, we have seen the growth in YouTube, and then there were a lot of
Mhm.
short video apps like TikTok, and like now Instagram Reels and all those things. So what's going to happen to all these apps now? Like, you think there is going to be a growth in these segments, or what's going to happen?
So, Tarun, one thing I would tell you is that be it YouTube, be it Instagram, be it the platforms such as TikTok. TikTok is banned in India, but there are other platforms such as that. But all of these platforms depend heavily on the Indian market to perform good, because we have the volume of people consuming the apps, services, or whatever products. Just to give you an example, like most of the YouTubers, even the foreigners, right, foreign channels and all, they see India as their biggest market. Like if it's a YouTube channel from the US, they might have the most number of people watching from India. And that is because the data prices are very cheap here in India, right? So people have the time. They just need to pay maybe around 4 rupees, 5 rupees for each gigabyte of data. That used to be around 250 rupees before Jio came to the market. So that is a very big change. And you know what that has done is it has proliferated the growth of these video platforms, because now people can watch high quality videos for a very cheap amount. But that is not going to happen in the future. I mean, I'm not saying that these platforms will die or something like that will happen, but I think there will be a shift in the way, in the pattern of consuming data and how we watch videos, right? So maybe we might shift to audio platforms such as, you know, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and we might consume more of audio only services, because video might get too expensive for us in terms of the amount of data that it consumes. So that is my take on it. What do you think?
Tanay, what I believe is that more than the video thing, what I believe is that in India, most of the consumers, what we see in tier 3 cities and tier 2 cities, they have multiple SIM cards. Like, so what I believe is that like maybe people will first stop using multiple SIM cards. They might start using one teleco operator. So
Mhm.
definitely, I don't think so. People will tend to recharge two SIM cards and all. Be looking at their tariff and all those things. And coming to your questions, like about this video conception of this video platform and all, what I believe is that Tanay, maybe like there might be a slight dip in the growth of short video platform or YouTube and all, but eventually like there would be broadband people who want to consume. They will definitely consume over the period of time. But the major chunk of we're gonna see only when the tariff. I don't think so. A 5% increase in tariff is gonna make a difference, huge difference. People will still consume. That like it has become like a habit. It's not easy for people to just leave it in just one go. And if you look at it, everyone is so used to it. Like even if you're not active on Instagram, people still have an account and still they use it to consume
Yeah.
short video content. So it's definitely going to be there, but eventually it's going to change. There's going to be a small change, but maybe from a year or two from now, when tariff is going to go back to the pre-Jio era, definitely there's going to be a huge change. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a huge dip in terms of consumers from India consuming this video platforms. They're going to depending more on, like you pointed out, they might go for audio only platform, or they might prefer reading the text based content for news and all. And maybe people might be using more of these short messaging apps like Telegram or SMS or WhatsApp and all those kind of things.
Mhm.
That's what is going to happen. So
But
yeah, that's
Tarun, I mean, I have a theory on this. Like, what if the telecom operators decide to go ahead with very expensive plans with 5G and keep 4G where it is right now? So, do you think that is a possibility? Because 4G is going to be there, right, till 2027, 2028 at least. So, what if 5G plans become very expensive and it helps with the ARPU? And what if 4G plans are where they are right now, maybe with a 5 to 10% tariff hike? So even that helps. What do you think? Will that happen?
And first of all, 5G it's not going to be available on a pan India basis. Like it
Mm.
might be available in, although like Jio and Airtel is testing across India. But what I believe is that like when if you look at it way back, like when 3G was there, like before that we have this Edge and Edge Plus.
Yeah.
So people were still opting Edge, and when 4G got launched, 4G was adapted on a wider, like on pan India basis. Like, but still, there used to be a slight increase in tariff, but the conception of 3G was still there. But telecos wanted 3G to die down because they didn't want to keep both 3G and 4G in
Yeah.
terms of maintenance. It's not a viable thing. Now coming to your question, like about 5G thing, but I don't think so, Tane. Like because 4G is definitely gonna be there. It's not just gonna die down anytime soon. And coming to this 5G thing, it's not gonna be like available on a pan India basis. And even if they put a very high price, I don't think so. People are gonna use 5G just on their mobile devices. Tanya, you tell me one thing on the move. Like you just need to as far as I know, like people just tend to use their WhatsApp messages, or hardly few people would be watching video or something. Like most of the people wanted to get the messages and all those kind of things, while you are
Yeah.
traveling and all. So how 5G is going to make a difference? 5G is it's going to be more beneficial for people who have this, like in offices and enterprise space. 5G is going to make a difference, but for a consumer perspective, I think it's 4G is definitely going to stay there, and 5G is going to be more for this enterprise people in the initial phase. Like it's going to take so much time for 5G to be adapted across on a pan India basis. But so, like I said, 4G is definitely going to stay. The tariff is definitely going to increase, and 5G. It's too early for us to predict how the cost for 5G is going to be. So yeah, that's the thing. So Tanya, I just wanted to ask you one thing. Like uh, the tariff hike is evident. That's definitely
Yeah.
going to happen. How telecos like BSNL and Vodafone are gonna get impacted? Like you think people gonna be still staying with Vodafone and BSNL because BSNL doesn't have 4G in the current scenario,
Yeah.
and rather than paying at that rate, they can rather pay uh, to a private teleco and opt for it, right? Like, so why do they, like how they, what do you think about their survival?
So Tarun, I mean, it's pretty simple, right? BSNL did not go ahead with the tariff hike, so I don't think there's an issue there. But with Vodafone, if it keeps on hiking the tariffs, what will happen is subscriber churn rate for the telco will increase, because they'll not get the kind of quality of service they are getting with Jio and Airtel for the same amount, or even lesser with Jio, right? And then there's the question of low income users. They'll also be leaving the network. They might be shifting to BSNL. Okay, BSNL might actually benefit from Vodafone Idea's loss. But talking in terms of what really needs to happen for Vodafone Idea, they need to get investors on board. They need the money. I don't know why the promoters are not yet very active in terms of helping out the telco. But Vodafone Idea needs the money, and when it does, it needs to increase its capex levels to the point where Jio and Airtel are today. So, it can compete fairly with both the private telcos. As in the case of BSNL, BSNL might or might not launch 4G this year. It might come early next year, but it is going to happen. And since 4G is not going out of the market anytime soon, the demand for it is only going to grow because rural areas still don't have connectivity, and they'll appreciate if BSNL can come there and provide 4G for a very cheap price, because they don't want, I guess, 60 Mbps, 80 Mbps speeds from the private 4G network, but they would be pretty happy if BSNL can deliver them even 5 Mbps, 10 Mbps, because it will be a huge upgrade for them, right, from 2G or 3G to 4G. So BSNL has a play there, and with all the help that it is getting from the government, I don't think BSNL needs to worry about anything except that how to roll out 4G fast. And talking about Jio and Airtel, I guess they are in a very pretty sweet place. I don't think Airtel is going to face any more threats from Jio per se, because both have clearly made their market positions clear. And Jio is going after the masses, Airtel is going after the premium customers. It doesn't play by the numbers. So that is my take on it. What do you think?
Tanya, I think there is a huge chunk of customers who are pretty loyal to BSNL. So
Yeah,
even we get to
true.
see on Telecom Talk also, like even after even the private operators who are offering better speed and better services, but still they use BSNL. So it's like a pride for them, and they still use it. Although it's a national operator, everyone should be using BSNL to support BSNL.
Yeah.
But still, so what I believe is that Tanay, like eventually it's there is going to be a dip, and like I don't think so people will have the patience to wait this long, like when the world is moving forward, like to a greater speed, and all, like how long they're going to use on a 2G or a 3G thing, so I don't think so, like people will still stick with BSNL for a longer period of
Yeah,
time, and we are
true.
already seeing, based on the Troy subscriber base, eventually they are losing customers. Only certain circles are performing well.
Yeah,
We are not seeing much growth from all the circles. Earlier, there used to be a competition among circles and all. Like when Kerala circle used to perform pretty good, like there used to be circle, and let's say that in Madhya Pradesh they might be doing pretty good in terms of numbers and all, but that has gone thing of past. It's not happening anymore, like so due to various issues, what BSNL knows for its best. So and I like we can only hope that things change with BSNL over the period of time. But yeah, but I think it's gonna have an impact on BSNL. On top of that, when you ask about Vodafone, see, Vodafone, I think it's like what I can say, that it's like a you never know what surprise it can bring. Like you pointed out, the promoters are not infusing funds. Like that is something pretty sad to see. Like, but it was pretty evident and clear that earlier when they highlighted, like I think Kumar Mangalam Birla told to the media that he's not keen to pump any more fund unless there is any more government support or something. So
yeah,
government came up with a package, but we need to wait and watch, like what's going to come up in coming days. I still believe there is more of surprise from Vodafone, what we can expect in coming days. But I think things are not going to move further unless the promoters put money, and then only there is going to be more confidence that even investors can come up. So right now, I think 38% or 40% is with the government of India,
yeah,
and but
38.
I think 38%, right? So I think it can make a difference once they get one more investor. Maybe we don't know, like, and things can change over the period of time. But it's like it's going slow. We just need to wait and watch, like what's gonna come up. But when it comes to in comparing with Airtel and Jio, I think Vodafone's still far behind. It's going to be tough for them, like when 5G and all those things comes up. Although we have personally seen like what things they have in terms of 5G, like what they showcased us. But I hope it can make a difference over the period of time. Tanay.
Yeah,
So
um,
so Tanay, let's wind this episode. Like I hope our readers got some idea what's going to happen over the period of time. And Tanya, you have anything that you want to add it up or something,
no,
or
not
you
really,
want to make a
Tarun.
wild guess, or you want to make a wild guess, like how the tariff is going to be, like like what it is right now and how
I
it's going
mean,
to be.
wild guess. If you're asking me for a wild guess, then I believe in the next 3 years because Airtel and Vodafone will go for a tariff hike within this year, and then I can
Hmm.
expect that another one comes around maybe at the end of 2023, 2024. So maybe in 2 years we might see the tariffs going up by another 40 to 50% from where we are right now, maybe even more than that, because that is how Airtel is going to reach the rupees 300 ARPU point.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Sanay, thanks for your time. Thank you everyone for watching this episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And thanks for people who are watching on YouTube also. Do subscribe, do share your feedback also with us. Take care, stay safe, guys, and bye bye.